Hello, welcome to section 5 of Footsteps. Now, before we go further, I want to make a point here. Now, remember over here when we talked about the inside bar, how this is baby because baby is inside the womb of mother. Now, the opposite of an inside bar is an outside bar. And remember how I told you to consider baby as part of mother. So you would combine the range of mother and baby and consider it as one bar. Now the flip side of mother is what? Father. And when we talk about father, we're talking about outside bars. And we call an outside bar father because father is the protector. And let's see this small range green bar here. It fell within the range of this green bar. Now when we talk about inside bars, we want to look to the left. Mother is going to always be to the left of baby. But when we talk about outside bars, father is always going to be to the right of baby. So here's baby here, and here's father to the right. And this is baby because baby is inside the range or inside the protection of father. But just like we add baby to the range of mother and consider it one bar, when we have an outside bar, we add the range of baby to the range of father and consider it one bar. So now, when we have our pullback to here, we basically have a pullback to baby. But actually, look at it as if we have a pullback to the real body of this bar, or father. And so, on the way up, we want to consider this bar and this bar as one. Now I don't want to get too technical, but this is called spatial analysis. And anytime you're considering your analysis, one of the main things you want to do is locate the inside bars and the outside bars. And now you know why. Now, while we're on that subject, I don't want to take it too far because we have a separate section just for inside bars and outside bars. But I just want to mention that sometimes a bar can be androgynous or bisexual, a bisexual bar. What I mean by that is this bar here. This bar is both mother and father. This bar is androgynous, bisexual. Now why is that? That's because we have an inside bar here, but this is also an outside bar for this support bar. See how this bar, the range of this bar, is still within the range of mother, except for this is father for this bar. So this is mother for this bar and also father for this bar. And why is that important? Because that strengthens the support on the way down and increases the likelihood that price is going to bounce off of this spring. Because once we put baby inside of mother and we put baby inside of father, when we do our spatial analysis, these three bars, 1, 2, and 3, they all equal one support bar for price to bounce off of on the way down. And so in actuality, when we move to the open or the beginning of the real body of baby here, this is also the real body of baby here. And if we slide these over into this mother and father bar, this is the actual combined open price, or the actual beginning of the real body. And so price, it had no choice really, because that equaled very strong support or a very strong spring for price to bounce back up. And now once we get here and see that price came back down and bounced off of the green bar back down, once again, where did it bounce from? Right on this line, right at baby, baby, and mother, or mother and the two children. And when price failed to close below the range of those three support bars, which would be here because that is the low, we want to look at the entire range. When price failed to do that, we can anticipate a reversal or a move back up. And now once again, when we look at this green bar closed above the body of this red bar. So would we anticipate price moving back to this red bar? Possibly, but this green bar also closed. You may not be able to see it on the chart, but just take my word for it. It closed above the body of this red bar. So once again, we have double support here. And price actually didn't quite make it down to the body of this bar, but it made and went down at least more than 50% of this bar. See this pullback here after the green bar? And what did we have? Remember, a 50% deep retracement is a powerful spring. And then when you add to the fact that it is double support in this spring, that would anticipate us a nice spring upward. But now once we came upward, we came here, stopped, and reversed. But now on the way up, where would we expect price to stall, stop, or reverse? Well, once price started moving up, where is the next green bar? Where is the next level of sellers? Wouldn't it be this bar? And if we take it to the body, wouldn't it be this bar? And look what happened. Price came up, hit resistance, or hit these buyers who are now sellers, and bounced back down to here. But now, just like on the way down, where did it close? It closed above this green bar. It closed above the range of this step. So now we can anticipate price taking, or at least attempting to take, another step forward or another step up. If we had closed below here or within the range of this resistance bar, we could then anticipate a spring back down, but we did not. So now we're prepared for another step forward because we cleared this spring and we came up here. And now, what is the furthest point we came to before price reversed and started back down? See how we didn't clear the range of this bar? We didn't clear the range of this resistance bar. When we did not do that, and then look where we closed. We closed below the range of this resistance bar. That tells us that we're headed down for another step. And after this bar, we had what? A pivot bar. And the next bar after the bearish pivot bar here, first of all, let's look at where it stopped. Where did it stop? Where's the next spring? It stopped at this spring here. And pull back. When it pulled back, where did it stop? Within the range of this last spring or this last resistance. Can you see how powerful this is? Once this bar came, it tested this resistance bar over here once again. Where did we close? We closed just below the range of this resistance bar, and that since we could not clear or close within the range of this resistance bar, we would anticipate price to fall back down from here, and that would let us know that this pivot held. And what happened? This bar came down. Put that out of the way. This bar came down. Let's look at where it closed. Boom. Right at this resistance bar. But it did not close below it, did it? So we're going to expect a pullback up. And where should we expect a pullback up to? Where's the next closest resistance bar after this bar? Isn't it this bar, the next closest green bar? And we look here, and boom, where did we go before we went back down? Right at this bar. And so I'm going to conclude on that note as far as footsteps, because I'm sure by now you can see the power and the accuracy of it. And if you use nothing else, and right now I'm really talking about it just in regards to trend and pullback. Now we spoke a little bit about inside bars and outside bars, and remember once again, whenever you do your analysis, one of the first things you want to do is identify the inside bars and the outside bars. Now, there are different techniques for just trading inside bars and outside bars, but this is just one individual technique, and if you just use this basically as a standalone technique with trend, it's going to be very hard for you to go wrong. And by you knowing basically where price should go to and the limits of a pullback, it's going to give you more confidence. You're not going to suffer through so many shakeouts because you're going to know that price should not go beyond here. And if it does, it's going to do so. It's going to give you a heads up on a closing basis. So it's going to really give you time to get out before your stop losses hit, because before it goes and clears all of those three, or even really just the first support red bar or the resistance green bar, okay, you already know if it closes within the range of that bar, it's time for you to get out of your position. And you know this before your stop is even hit. And this is how you know when to get out early, before your stop or your target is even hit. And most of the time it will give you an opportunity to get out at break even or close to break even, and then you have a chance to reassess and recalibrate. Okay, that's all for now. That's all I have on footsteps for now. And we're gonna talk about breakouts of support and resistance, or breakouts of highs and lows, and how to trade those. And your footsteps, they apply to everything, whatever type of trading or whatever you want to go by, trend lines, moving averages, pivots, breakouts, however you want to do it. The footsteps are the cornerstone of how you know where to get in, when to get in, why to get in, and when to get out, where to get out, and why to get out. Okay, so that's going to conclude our sections on footsteps, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm sure if you take this to heart and go back on your charts and look at it on any time frame, you will get an idea that this is the most simple and powerful concept really that I have seen in trading, and that I use in my own trading all the time. And when I use it, I rarely miss. I tell you, I rarely miss, and the operators rarely shake me out. And many times it's kind of funny because on the way back up, price will bang. Let's just say that after this bar, that we know it's going to pull back to the real body of this bar. But look how deep, look how large this green bar is. And look how deep and look how large this green bar is. That's a lot of resistance to any up move. But now operators, many times when I do this, and once you use it, you'll see for yourself, it's almost like they get angry and price will bang against this level. It will bang, 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 as if they're just trying with all their heart to spike price up as far as they can. But every time they do it, you can just see the selling coming in. It'll go bang and pop down, bang, up and down like a yo-yo, until finally they just have to give up. And I just love it when I see that. Okay, I've said enough about footsteps for now, and take care. And in further sections, we're going to talk about trading breakouts. Thank you.